Hello everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we are taking a look at DC Legends, and we're going to get into the discussion about, are alliance missions hurting alliances? So, let's just jump right into the topic over here. And I have accidentally set myself up for a perfect example for this video today. And I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave it. This way I'm going to use it in the video. So today is a PvP mission. Funny enough, it's been 2 PvP missions in a row. Trash. Absolute trash to put 2 PvP missions in a row. Seems to be a little bit on the garbage side. I think we should break that up a little bit. I mean, we have PvP, we have the upgrade missions, and we have heroics. We've already got 3. Do we really need to double stack PvP together? I mean, you could go 1, 2, 3. Well, I see they probably did it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But even that doesn't make sense because the 3 is next to a 1. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Yeah, I get it. However, why does it have to be the PvP one, which is literally the worst of the ones to be doing this? I mean, Hawkgirl, tough character to get. Bane and Green Lantern, a little bit easier. Yesterday was Cheetah and 2 others, and I wound up using Cheetah. Now, granted, Green Lantern Hal Jordan is considered a very good hero. He's accessible very early on. It's very easy to have a high-powered Green Lantern, and he is considered pretty good. He has his place in the meta and everything, but Bane is... Nobody really uses Bane. Like, Bane pretty much gets shit on in people's opinions. I mean, he's capable of doing great damage, but generally people are not going with Bane. And Hawkgirl, I mean, if I've seen 1, maybe 2 Hawkgirls in the entire time that I've PvP'd, that's a lot. I think I've seen no more than 2. And it really matters. I mean, it doesn't matter who we're doing on PvE, but when we're doing PvP, it really does matter when you have to choose heroes that are very far out of the meta, because now you are making the Kobayashi Maru sacrifice over here. It's like, what am I picking? Because everything is trash. Now, I kind of want to show you that as an example. I've done 3 today with Green Lantern. And it looks like tomorrow we're going to have Bane again, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn the Mad Jester. Okay, so as you can see, I need 2 more to just get the first part of the daily. I would like to point out the situation that puts me in terms of my PvP. So here I am. I've done 5 out of my 10 to get Hippolyta fragments if I wanted to do it. The last round of 10 I actually completed, and I got some Hippolyta fragments. There they are. 5 out of 25. It buoyed my confidence a little bit. It was like, hey, you know, this one guy that's about ready to spoil my list, which is obviously not this guy, but it was somebody like this. You know, this isn't too bad. I took him on and I won. My confidence feels pretty cool. It's like, okay, hey, I beat somebody higher than me. That's great. But here I am with 5 remaining. I could attempt to get 2 out of these 5, even just to hit the lowest amount to do my alliance stuff. But look at what it does to my team to get one of them on there. So here's my PvP slot. There's my Hal Jordan. He crushes my team that would normally be this. Or even this has been gaining a little bit of favor with me. I have actually some different plans for that. But this is my normal team. So here I am, only 20 points above them. However, I'm all legendary, and they're not. So that's something. If I compare myself to the Cork guy, the butt plug guy that could ruin my 10, you know, I'm considerably under. They have only one legendary, but the Zatanna is more powerful than me, and just about everybody over there is more powerful than all of my characters. Can I fix it? Yeah, I can kind of fix it. But I now have to choose between potentially losing these matches or refreshing just to get some teams that I can actually have my alliance mission against. And that's where I think these alliance missions are really hurting. It's the PvP ones that are putting this strife in alliances and everything. And also energy in this game. Here are my ideas for the PvP part of it. Give us a practice mode, or don't make the missions contingent upon a win. So yesterday, when I was Cheetah, I fought one of these guys over here that I was pretty close to winning when I looked at it on paper, but I had Cheetah in there, and I wound up losing, and I didn't get credit. I think it was this guy, kinda like... No, I don't think it was him. He had a green archer that was doing a tremendous amount of AoE damage, which was shocking. So yeah, I lost it, and of course, I didn't get credit. And... Hey, was it this guy? Oh, yeah, so it was this guy. So I saw the power difference between us, and I was like, oh, hey, no big deal. You know, I should be able to get this. And, like, this team wound up crushing me. As a matter of fact, let's try it again, and we'll see what happens over here. So now I pretty much overpower him. All my guys are stronger than all of his guys, other than the Green Lantern. Let's watch what happens. Let's see if it's as bad as it was last night. I think they need to give us just a little bit of a boost when it comes to the PvP items. Because, you know, when it's upgrade day, there's so many options, and you could just autoplay it. It's really not that hard. Oh, that's probably what it was. It was the strengthened AoE. So I'm going to open up and do what I normally do, which is to get rid of the Zatanna. I'm not used to having Hal in this rotation. It's a little new. I think I will heal early. Because I need to respect this team based on what I saw from them last night. So, I mean, I think, you know, Marvel Avengers Alliance. So I'm going to be comparing to Marvel Avengers Alliance a lot in this video here. And, you know, in Marvel Avengers Alliance, we had the practice mode. And whenever you had PvP quests, and the game did, and it was there quite frequently, you could do the quests during practice. Also, because a lot of times, there was not always a... Whoa! There was not always a PvP season going along. Yep, there it is. It was that strengthened... semi-strengthened AoE. So, you could, very much so, get your quest done in practice mode. I think that's what this game needs, is a mode in which you do not have to win, or you have a random assortment of practice characters. just the way that it was in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Some of them are going to be tougher. Some of them are going to be less. But it doesn't force you to put everything on the line or do a refresh just to simply get a win for it to count for your Alliance mission. Or don't make it about wins. Just make it about fighting. Now, obviously, you're going to say, well, thinking along the lines of a mobile game maker, if it's just about the win, that means you're never going to try to bump up the character. You're just going to throw them in anything, and you're not going to care, how buffed up that character is. Because you're like, well, a win or a loss or draw, it doesn't matter. I'm getting credit. This is still time out of your day. And unless you go into something just saying, well, I'll just turn on autoplay, just like when it's not PvP. I don't know. I just don't like the system the way that it is now. And I think it needs to be changed. Now, okay, lovely. I managed to get credit for that one. Even though it was a revenge. So that's nice that revenges count, but the reason why the PvP missions are such shit is because they make you go against the very the very style of help and assistance that people provide new players. So if you get into an alliance or you get into a Facebook group and you're talking with people and you're like, hey, I'm new. Does anybody have pointers about the game? Blah, 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 blah. One thing that is always said is that, hey, don't spread yourself out too thin. Focus on maybe 4 to 8 characters or so is usually what you hear about. Maybe 5 to 7 characters. And enough on each of the colors, enough red, enough blue, enough green. And focus on that and dump your resources there and don't spread yourself too thin because, it's like putting peanut butter on a piece of bread. You don't want it to be so thin that you don't even taste the peanut butter on one corner because not enough got over there. This team looks potentially beatable, but I don't know. There's a siren in there. So here I am. I'm at 4 out of 5, and I'm not really too sure what I want to take on now because I'm coming below everything that I could potentially fight. Now, I could refresh and get a cheese fight and do it, but, then what? Now I'm screwing up my chance at Hippolyta fragments just to do the Alliance mission. So, I think, practice mode and make the things count in practice. If you want to leave it as a win, fine, but in practice, nothing is at stake, so you can keep trying, at least. You're not really losing anything other than time. Or, don't do a practice mode, but don't make it about winning. Don't make the win the condition. At least have it be just use the character in PvP. I don't think that many people are really going to enjoy throw matches that much just to fulfill the mission requirement. So if it does go to just a win, I think people are still legitimately going to really try more often than not. Like this one, it's not, it's kind of close, but not. I will try it just to get my 5, but I really don't know what's going to happen. My main team, I would definitely try my main team against this for my fragments. But this weak-ass Hal Jordan in here, I don't really know. Bane, sometimes a buffed-ass Bane will one-shot somebody or come very close to it. Good thing is Hal's got a lot of shields and people don't seem to go for Hal very much. Yeah, that's... I call that the temper tantrum. Alright, that was not too awful, but there goes my poor broccoli. He always gets picked on. I think I'll go invincible on him and use some other people. Well, somebody went for Hal. Alright, one problem solved. So, hey, you know what? Maybe you're going to get the daily. But the other thing is that people might dump resources into a character for a PvP daily just to get it somewhat in range to be used for a daily. And that goes against... Oh, it's big heal time. I mean, that goes against the very common advice that people are given to not spread yourself thin. And I mean, certainly characters fall out of favor. You definitely see characters that maybe you started with early on and you either abandoned or just simply better characters came along that just did what somebody else did, but better. I mean, maybe you really liked Chemo for something, and then Dr. Poison comes around, and you're like, oh my god, Dr. Poison is so much better than Chemo. She's not slow. She can heal in a pinch and act as a hybrid, like a second support if I need it. Guess what? Dr. Poison's my new Chemo. Now what happens if half a month down the road, you've got to use Chemo for a day? He's going to be so far behind, you know, it's going to hurt. And I just think this game could be doing it better. And this is a game that literally begs for your money every single day. You can go into that store and see so much amazing stuff that just literally paws at your wallet and tries to take it from you. And I've never seen... The mobile games that I play extensively are not this bad. Marvel Avengers Alliance, not that it was a mobile game, it was a Facebook game, was not nearly this greedy on a daily basis. Marvel Future Fight is not this greedy on a daily basis. Marvel Contest of Champions is greedy because the RNG in that game is a hot pile of shit. Like, I don't know how many Colossuses I've gotten in that game because... garbage. Well, hey, look at that. I managed to do at least the level 1 of my Alliance missions today. Yay me. Hopefully tomorrow I can kill the remaining ones with my Prime team. So, alright. It kind of disproves my point a little bit as I was able to do it. But I'm not able to push that much further. I'm not getting another 10 with this team. And this game, like, even the energy usage in this game is so rough. In Marvel Avengers Alliance, I mean, people had thousands, if not tens of thousands, of energy banked. And, yeah, you know, some of the bigger energies were a little harder to come by, but the 1- and 2-shot energies, I think it was 2-shot, I mean... you had thousands of them. For people who maybe only play this game for one clump, like their 100 and plus energy time of this game really spreads you thin. I mean, if I wanted to commit some resources to this hero challenge today, like, you don't have enough energy to do your dailies. It splits you up so much and just grabs at your wallet. Like, this one's 20. Ouch. Fortunately for me, I legendaried her today, and I feel like getting more fragments over here is just a drop in the bucket. But since I am actually done for the night, and I'm going to be going to bed, I may as well burn a little bit of energy over here. But, I mean... it's just rough. And let's say you're committed to doing a hero challenge on a day. You're like, you know what? The hero challenge is going to be up tomorrow. I only need like 10 fragments and I got a legendary. But then you have a mission to do heroics that day. And you're like, well, shit. I need to devote my energy to the hero challenge, but I also need to devote some energy for the alliance mission so people don't get upset. And I wish they were better implemented. I mean, clans, alliances, guilds, it's always fun in games. Fun in games, not fun in games. And it's great to be social and everything, but I think when it causes so much infighting between people, and you get the ones who really, really push, or really have great rosters, or really have a lot of playtime, and they're like so gung-ho about it, and then you get guys that are just trying so hard to keep their head above water, and like the two sides fight. I mean, it's just like World of Warcraft, the casuals and the hardcores. And when they're in the same place at the same time, yeah, sometimes you get issues. So, like, even these, I mean, you get so little for a decent amount over here. I actually just upped Raven earlier today. Yeah, I'll get some Raven. Screw the Joker, unless Threeb gets him close. But I think I will get an arena pack while I'm here. See what kind of shit they throw me. Yeah. I just upped Lex recently. I don't want to work on Lex again. Fortunately, I have other targets. And of course it was in the common tier. I just feel like I think the game could better implement some of these alliance missions. There has to be a way that is just a little bit friendly to the player base. But I mean, look at this shop. 8K for Ares, 15K for the Resurrectors. Funny that it's, 100 hero fragments for Hal on a day when you had to use Hal for PvP. But look at these currencies. 8K, alright? What does 8K translates into? Almost $40. That's nuts. And this is routinely what is in the store. $80 worth of shit. Now, obviously, people will get to the point where you're like, hey, well, in Marvel Avengers Alliance, you get to the point where you have all the heroes and they're all pretty stable. True, but there are so many heroes being released in this game, and there are so many, and it takes so much to get them high. This game just beats up Marvel Avengers Alliance in what it wants from your wallet. Because there is always something to buy. There literally is not. I mean, sure, maybe you're up in, 90 some odd levels and you have just about everybody, but do you have everybody legendaried? I mean, I was at a point for maybe 2.5 years of Marvel Avengers Alliance where I had people where I wanted them to be, minus maybe a new character. Or characters that were absolute trash and I never needed them, like Ultimate Spider-Man. Miles Morales, he was garbage. I never put anything into him. But if I had to for a heroic or a Spec Ops or something, guess what? It was free for me to move stuff over from another hero to him just to use. And if I needed to level him, I put him on the flight deck. And if I really needed to level him, yeah, I paid a little bit of gold. I don't know. I like this game a lot. I just wish they would do the Alliance mission stuff better. Because being an Alliance is cool, and getting the Alliance fragments are cool, but the current implementation of it, I think, needs work. So, that's my rant, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, especially about the PvP missions. And if you're in an Alliance, how is that being handled in your Alliance? Like, what is the pressure, especially when it comes to the PvP ones? See you later, everybody.